Namaste, angels. I'm going to do another client reading for somebody I don't know anything about. And will only learn with the rest of you what the universe cares to show me, beginning with forgiveness from my Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle and opening to answered prayer. So these cards go very well together. This one is Kuan Yin. It looks like Mary, but it's actually Kuan Yin, which is, you know, if you ask me, a vibration of the same being. And, you know, she delivers blessings and answered prayer. I'm also starting out with this card, which speaks of both air and water to me, with all these like blue waves, or what I see as blue waves, and white puffs of smoke, and the star over this woman's throat chakra, and the butterfly over us, like butterflies in her stomach, giving her messages and answers. It's very Scorpio to me. This is very Aquarius to me, or air and water. Forgiveness and healing sounds. This is about the need to meditate. Healing sounds can be any genre of music that you enjoy listening to, or maybe some sort of affirmations, motivational speaking, listening to your own thoughts, being quiet and still, listening to the universe, listening to, you know, what's in your heart, what's on your soul. Those things can help lead you toward a place where you're able to forgive as well. So you may want to employ some of this so that you can come back into balance. And this speaks of more air and water for me, which may or may not be relevant for you. But I see air and water signs when I look at this. And I think that has a lot to do with balance. Or when I picture air and water coming together, it can either be the most beautiful and peaceful thing, or the most volatile, like something hurricane-like or tornado-like, right? That's like, woo! That's when we're in balance and we're emotionally, maybe mentally upset. When we're still, when air and water come together and they are still, it's so beautiful. And that's what we're trying to achieve here with this. Something else that can be worked on with healing sounds. There are binaural tones for just about every single thing you could imagine. Certainly for coming into balance and letting go of pain and hurt and resentment, so that we're able to forgive and move forward. All those things available. Healing sounds. I'll go one more. And it's expectancy. So this is about the need to let go of expectations. We're putting out binders on the universe. We're blocking our own blessings by limiting the universe in what we want it, what we're asking for it to do for us, rather than say, just call out for help. Even if you want to define the area in which you need help. I need help in my love life. I need help in my financial life, whatever it is. Like, that's enough said. And then allow the universe to determine how to provide it to you. When we're too when we're overly specific about how we want, when we want it, who we want, all that kind of stuff, we block the universe, prevent it from giving us what is truly ours and meant for us. And coming to enchantment, which is another card that's very much about healing for me. And if you look here, you see this woman, I see scars on her face and running down like her cheek and her neck here. I also see her with her eyes closed, her head back. I believe she's nude. This looks like the impressions of her breasts to me. And so that would suggest that she's at her most vulnerable state. She doesn't look afraid at all, though. She's not fearful. She's allowing the universe to heal her. And by the colors of these rays, I would say this was maybe Archangel Jophiel with the blue, helping to heal her as it relates to the scars. Archangel Jophiel, the Archangel of Beauty, could be restoring her beauty from the inside out. This could be Michael with the blue. With the red, I'd say this was Chamuel, or maybe even Raphael, the Archangel Chamuel of unconditional love specifically. There's a separate Archangel of love. That would be Daniel, love and marriage. Unconditional love, specifically Archangel Chamuel. But Raphael likes red and pink also, the Archangel of healing. So I believe that this card is about like the ultimate healing and being enchanted with the universe and fully engaged in it. And the overall energy is spiritual growth. So I am focusing on the relationship that you believe to be a quote unquote twin flame one. And I'm going to do my first spread here with this card representing you. This one, partner or the divine masculine, like about you, about himself, and about the union. Overall, the outcome, what the divine masculine would have you to do, contribute, surrender toward this union coming together, what he himself is willing to, and what the universe would have the two of you to do. Sorrow. So I spoke about Mary right from the beginning because I began with Kuan Yin dressed as Mary, or at least in my view, in my mind. And that Kuan Yin card was about forgiveness. This is about sorrow. So they go hand in hand. There's resentment, there's regret, there's pain. It comes from somewhere. Now, typically we have some responsibility too. That forgiveness, not only is forgiveness in general way more so for us than for anybody else, but it needs to begin with us too. We have to first forgive ourselves for our responsibility in our own hurt. And then we can extend it to others. So that's what you need to work on. The masculine about you, relationship. And all this blue is very angelic to me too. And then there's like twin dolphins here. I see another dolphin. Twin dolphins. More nude goddess, nude angel. So vulnerable, surrendered. The universe is in charge. It will allow the universe to be in charge. More water. And another meaning of this card is, you know, not just that the masculine could view you as somebody with whom, you know, he'd like a relationship, or to maintain a relationship, to continue a relationship and a connection. But it also says that if we are unhappy with the relationships that we have with others, similar to the forgiveness, we may want to first work on our relationship with ourselves. And this can be something that the masculine sees in you as well, like the need to work on your relationship with yourself in order to be able to have a healthy one at all with him. the masculine about himself, fear. So this is not in a judgmental sense. This is not saying like you're the one with all the problems and I'm perfect. You know, we've all got our issues to address. His is fear. Fear is ego. But resentment and all these things can be too. It's like about pride. We're still holding on to this baggage instead of just letting it go and moving on with our lives. About the union as a whole, earth connection, it's abundant. It's abundant. And this card for me is very much connected to Mother Nature. And that would be Venus, another vibration too. The goddess, the planet, however you want to look at it. The planet and the goddess are, you know, the planet of love and the planet of money. The planet basically of abundance, period. And the union here, at least in the view of the masculine, is abundant. And is like a tree. It's going to have to be cared for, tended to sometime, pruned at times. Going to have to pluck some things off that are stifling, you know, the positive growth. But it should be able to go a long way. Trees have a long life if we, you know, take care of them properly. Overall, listening. So I started out with listening. We're back to listening. We're back to some Aquarius energy too. Maybe communication in general, air sign stuff, and more vulnerability. Allowing the messages to come through and to be guided by them. What would the masculine have the feminine do here? Soulmate is crossing the relationship, you know, so he wants you to know that, yes, there may be some distance between you, maybe even at times divisiveness, an inability to connect on all the levels you'd like to and he'd like to, but to know that this exists, relationship exists. And it is, you know, something that we can work on. And that he'd like to work on. What is he himself willing to do? Dreams. This has to do with letting go of the fear too. And pursuing one's dream. We can't like go after our heart's desires when we're stuck in fear. Fear is restrictive. But I'm willing to work on this and letting go of this so that I can pursue those dreams, including this. What would the universe, further to this, have the two of you to do? Let go of your expectations, because you're limiting, you're restricting the universe. You're limiting what might otherwise be done for you by the universe. You're blocking your own blessings, basically. So let's let go of that. And the outcome would be the birth of something brand new. Maybe a new relationship, a more healthy one, without the fear, without the sorrow, without the pain, post the forgiveness. Wow, beautiful. So air, water, and earth already. And now I'm going to my angel tarot, and I'm beginning with the page of fire. So this is fire energy now joining the party. Specifically for me, when it's the page, the Sagittarius, but it can be an Aries or a Leo as well, or anybody taking on those traits or attributes, embodying this sort of energy right now. The page of fire is outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Pages bring news. This one brings news of opportunity. Use your originality and ingenuity. And opening to the Seven of Water, a complex decision. There's a need to do research. Stop procrastinating. And also like get your head out of the clouds. The Seven of Water is very Neptunian for me. It's like a lot of fantasizing, maybe about all the choices and options that we have, but we need to begin to like narrow things down and really consider our wants, our desires, our dreams, especially as they relate to opportunity, right? Opportunity knocks, and if you don't answer the door, it keeps going. Until next time. Seven of Water. And the air is back. It's the Knight of Air, who's intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. He's also a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, or somebody taking on those traits or attributes. Or maybe Sun, Moon, or Rising, too. That can come into play as well. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with some creative solutions. Knight of Air can also be somebody impactful upon the union or the situation in this time. It could even be me, for example, right? I'm an air sign, a double air sign. I'm a Gemini sun and Aquarius moon. I could be the Knight of Air right now, getting involved. That's just to give you an idea of what, of who this might represent, because court cards do tend to be actual people. And here's that pain we spoke of. It's the Three of Air. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. Maybe the Knight of Air. Maybe, you know, this person that caused the pain was an air sign. That's a possibility. Doesn't have to be, but that, you know, they could be going together. Or this could be your energy. And being Knight of Air, like, you want to now hurry to address these issues. Knight of Air. I'll go one more. And it's the Four of Air. So we've already graduated to the next stage. We're releasing that pain. And it's time to do some meditation and some thinking, maybe coming to a decision about where we want to go from here and what's going to be the extent of the forgiveness, if we're even able to extend it. Maybe that's what we're going to decide upon. Four of Air. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. This is a part of recovery for me and replenishment after that pain and stuff. When you begin to work on yourself, this is like when I get my strength back. Knight of Air. I'm going to cut. And it's the Eight of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic and maybe even going back to school. This is about now harvesting, reaping what we've sown. And the overall energy is the High Priestess, who is also a Gemini for me. Here it's represented by Archangel Haniel. And the number 2. 2s are about faith, duality. So like the Gemini, or a Gemini. Relationships, partnership. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. Because that's what the High Priestess would do. She doesn't like wear her heart on her sleeve. A Gemini certainly would not. Some people would say that we are devoid of emotion, let alone having it, show all over us. She keeps a lot to herself because she's kind of methodical, so whereas she can also be the Knight of Air and take off running, she's more likely to have first thought. What am I going to do? And because she's very intuitive as well. High Priestess can also represent a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Nice. Masculine, the two of fire. Speaking of partnership, you've come into your own new partnerships or contracts. Continue to move forward. So as it relates to general stuff, I mean, as far as divine unions or quote unquote twin flame, this is the quintessential divine union or twin flame card of the tarot. The two of fire represents that union. In a more general sense, the two of fire can be about like ones are about our thoughts becoming our reality. And with the two, we've moved into having faith that they're going to actually materialize and belief that that's already begun. And then by the time it's three, we have something that's, just about complete in the building phase. So that by the time it's four, it is done and we have a foundation. Masculine is surrounded by the king of water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured is the king of water. And like the high priestess, he may be a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which for me is love. Charity work. It's like giving freely of oneself. That's love. In the masculine subconscious is the Empress with Archangel Gabriel. So it's a number 3. I just sort of discussed the progression from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. 3s also represent for me what I tend to call a party of 3, which is like a third energy involved, possibly even a third person. Not necessarily romantic, but that's a possibility too. Traditional love triangle is a possibility. The Empress is a Libra or Taurus, or somebody taking on those energies. Represents the planet Venus for me, this card, again, as well. Somebody very beautiful, very attractive. Whether that's exterior or interior or both, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But it's somebody that's very attractive, like their light shines. People are drawn to them too. This can also represent a mother figure, and in a more metaphorical sense, be about giving birth to new things. So sort of like your outcome in your other spread. The first spread, the outcome was birth. New beginnings can also be represented by this. New divine, like blessed beginnings. And babies too. Sometimes actual babies. Feminine, the ace of air, brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth of a situation, maybe even a challenging beginning. I always like to say a beginning nonetheless, but it's believed, and I guess it's stated here, that when you see the ace of air, it's potentially a challenging beginning, because it's a beginning that, like, it took some pain to get here. I just heard that the theme song from the Jeffersons. Jeffersons, it was a 80s, I guess, maybe even began 70 maybe, I don't even know. An 80s, 90s sitcom about this black couple that had made it rich. They were millionaires. They lived in this penthouse apartment in a skyscraper in Manhattan. But the song was like, took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill. Now we're up in the big leagues. And that's what the ace of air is. Like it can be painstaking to get there, but the ace of air is a card of victory too. And like the high priestess, maybe in an air sign. And Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Also about getting to the truth. This could be you laying the truth on somebody. This could be you receiving some truth, some enlightenment, some information that you needed. Ace of air cuts through bullshit and to the core. We don't, mince words. We get to the point. Ace of air can also be cutting something that's no longer needed, out of your life. Not unlike, the Queen of Air, who specializes in that as well. The feminine is surrounded by the 2 of water. You got the 2 of fire and the 2 of water in the same spread, and your overall energy is also a 2, major arcana card 2, the high priestess. A relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict, which allows for a new beginning. Once, right, the forgiveness and all of that happens in the healing process. But in the feminine subconscious is the 5 of water. Like, oh, woe is me. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped. Not seeing the positive in the situation and crying over spilled milk. But this is in your mind. This is like you bringing yourself down. This is you being doubtful and, yeah, I guess doubtful is probably the best word. And instead of seeing the victory and the growth, you're in this place of, oh, woe is me. And like not counting your blessings, right? Worried about the past, this happened. I dropped these 3 cups. There was good stuff in those cups, and now I dropped it. Oh, me, sigh, right? Heavy sigh. And not noticing that you still have these 2. And here they are right here. Crowning, the 6 of fire, another card of victory, which is really awesome, sitting here next to the ace of air. Victory, good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. So this is about, you know, getting what you deserve in the positive sense. And at the root, the 7 of fire, defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely, however. We're not going to fight every single fight. They're not all worth fighting. At the heart of the matter, the 3 of water. Here's your 3 plus your 2 plus equals your 5. So this 3 of water may be a situation that involved a third party. Maybe even a child. Or a parent. And but whatever, you know, whatever this is, it can be worked out. It can be worked out. And we've narrowed, you know, we're narrowed this 5 down to 2. So we've changed it into a much more positive energy. And that in itself is a victory. Twice over, maybe. Because it also leads to this. Let's try to further clarify this and figure out more of what's happening. They're showing me solar plexus chakra. I'm not even up to this yet, but I'm being shown this now. It's safe for you to be powerful, to take charge of your life in positive ways. You may want to work on the solar plexus chakra. And that first card that I looked at, the answered prayer, the butterfly was over like the abdomen. That's sort of where the solar plexus is. Some people would say, argue even maybe, that that's where the soul is located. And that's why we get like butterflies in our stomach. That's our soul, you know, telling us what to do. Or sometimes you feel that area sink. Like, oh, and that's a warning. So our soul telling us, you know, what decision to make. This is a beautiful spread already. But I'm going to go now to the romance angels, beginning with heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. That can be involving the ace of air. That might be demanding that energy, to occur. That will allow for getting to know each other happening. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. The funny thing is, again, like, for example, that this represents air and water. And when I picked it up, there's another one underneath it. This major arcana card 18, the moon, is about not knowing everything, you know, not having all the information. And and needing to proceed that way. Like the universe doesn't mean for us to have all the information right now, and that's just how it is. The moon represents the sign of Pisces, or the water sign, Cancer, Scorpio. So again, so does this for me. It's primarily, specifically Gemini of the air signs, but can be another, and can also be a water sign traditionally, in the tarot. Traditionally, among practitioners of tarot, it's a water sign. And a Gemini and the High Priestess keep a lot to themselves. And if, for example, the King of Water is a Scorpio, they keep a lot to themselves. So it's like no wonder that these heart-to-heart conversations don't always happen when they need to, when we're dealing with that kind of combination, that kind of partnership. But one is meant to happen between you. Also, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So I was saying this could be somebody's mother here that somehow got in between and maybe formed a block somehow. But that can be fixed even. And it's not just your parents, it's anybody, regardless of relation, that is so impactful upon you that you're unable to, go on with your life, live and or love as you, want and see fit. We got to heal those relationships, either by repairing them or walking away from them. Healing family issues, and honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Holiday time in the United States, I don't know where you are, but in the United States coming up very soon, and it's one of those family holidays, Thanksgiving. My mother calls it Misgivings, but she's, like half Cherokee. So for Native Americans, they're not very thankful of that occurrence, but we still take it as an opportunity to get together as family. We just call it something else, misgivings. So that can be what this is about. Maybe you'll be getting together with family and have an opportunity to heal some of these situations. Also, with honeymoon having shown up, there is a new moon next week that may allow for, some changes, for new beginnings. New moons are about new beginnings, maybe with your family, maybe with your partner, maybe with both. And opening to free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. You can do that with the Ace of Air's sword by, again, cutting away what no longer serves you, even if it has something to do with family. Cutting away even the pain. You don't have to cut the person away necessarily. You can cut away the negative emotion that's attached to them, the negative cords that are attached to them. Healing family issues. I'll go one more. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. True love. I'm going to cut. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. And the overall energy is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Atop the Two of Fire, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So there could be a relationship, maybe specifically with a fire sign, that is unhealthy. and from which the masculine needs to free himself. With these two fire energy cards sitting here next to one another. And now one being the partnership card being clarified by free yourself. Atop the King of Water. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Atop the Empress. Codependency. So this can be attached to a toxic relationship as well. So not necessarily with a fire sign. I mean, you know, that's a possibility, of course. But here we have this sitting atop the Empress. Now, this could be a codependent relationship, again, with his mother, for example. Doesn't have to be a romantic one. It's a toxic situation, circumstance, or relationship. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. But again, that doesn't have to mean substance abuse, although it can be. It can be any person, place, or thing, or a combination of those, several of those, upon which one is codependent. Can be a toxic relationship even, where you're just feeling stuck and you're really not. You can free yourself from this partnership or relationship. Atop the Ace of Air, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Atop the Two of Water, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And that's basically what the Two of Water suggests too. A relationship continues to grow closer, right? There's forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. Atop the Five of Water, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. And there's 5 people in this picture too. Again, this can be family and stuff. Close friends can be considered family as well. Atop the Six of Fire, let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. That's about freeing yourself too, right? Letting go. It's like you're binding yourself. You're restricting yourself and you need to let go. At the root here, atop the Seven of Fire, separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I don't think it's his partner. I don't think it's you. I think it's whomever or whatever this represents. This free yourself sitting atop the Two of Fire. Again, quite possibly a fire sign, because here I have yet another fire card here. It's the Seven of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions, including the decision to walk away from this person or this toxic situation. Stand your ground, right? Choose your battles wisely. Somebody may try to challenge you on it. You may want to, rebut or not. You may want to walk away, whatever. It's your choice. But there's a separation from this situation or person or whatever. And at the heart of the matter, this is the third energy, right? It's crossing this 3 too. At the heart of the matter, the angels remind the masculine and you to love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So above this other person, place, or thing, or combination of those, even in the case where that may be the mother of your child or your own mother, we, have to let these people go on these situations that in which they're involved with us that are negative, go. We've got to cut cords, use that Ace of Air's sword to cut through, to free ourselves and show ourselves some love first and foremost before anyone and anything else. You know what I meant to do for you that I did not? A spread with the hashtag creepy deck from the perspective of the universe. So you know what? Let me take these up quickly. We'll remember what they were. Very beautiful spread it was in both cases. Yes, here we are. I'm glad I thought to do this, remember to do this, because look what I'm beginning. Freedom. Okay, so there's an important message here already. And opening to destiny. Freedom. And dating queen. So here's again, several potential options. And maybe the need to free yourself from this whole scene, like the dating scene and this kind of popularity. Maybe you got to cut all these people off in order to free yourself. Maybe you got to narrow it down to just one choice. Freedom. Fair male. This is a karmic energy. It can be an actual person from whom you need to free yourself. Another 3, right? A third energy. But it's a karmic energy, now, whether it's an actual person or not. Freedom is necessary. That leads to spiritual growth as well. Whatever is entailed in it. The lesson, all things are meant to serve as part of our path on which we remain, or as a lesson toward that path. I'm going to go ahead and cut. Soulmate. Overall energy is communication. I did see a lot of evidence of, potentially Aquarius, which is about communication, not only communication, but for me, most likely communication via, electronic means, text, email, that sort of thing. The divine couple. The recent past. The near future, the masculine's higher self, blocks to the union, the feminine can do, the masculine can do, further advice from the universe, and the outcome here, as opposed to here, like it was in the spread from the divine masculine's perspective. Divine couple, blonde female. So this represents not only the divine feminine for me, because there's another female in this deck that comes across very karmic, and this one always came across very light, capital L, but also very fiery, very passionate, with this red lip, red hair. Although it says blonde. This is a redhead, if you ask me. So there's a lot of passion here. And love. Near future, recent past. Gifts. I feel that this is, for the most part, metaphorical. Like an increase in gifts. There's been ascension recently. Ascension symptoms, noticing things different, like newly awakened gifts. Near future. Mature man. Mature man can represent Mars. And another thing that was coming through with this recent passing gifts, I guess connected to the King of Water, was the possibility of the King of Water being a Scorpio and having recently received possibility material gifts too, maybe his birthday. But this mature man, as it comes through as Mars, can also represent Scorpio for me too. Because Mars is a ruler of Scorpio. Scorpio is also, of the water element, one of the most mature and like reserved. I call my daughter's a Scorpio, my youngest child. She just turned 16, but I call her an old lady sometimes and sometimes we joke that like she's the mom. And I'm a Gemini, so we're like an immature sign of our element, which Pisces would be for water. And, you know, she's a Scorpio, so sometimes it's like we have a role reversal going on where she's the more, I'd say reserved and conservative, and I'm the more risky, like that night of air that came through in the beginning. We sort of just take off, sometimes without thinking or planning. Very spontaneous. Whereas this is a more reserved energy. There also can be, this can also be attached to age. I just got to. But let's look at some more cards and we'll get more clarity. So the masculine's higher self right now is in this space of karmic energy. And possibly feeling a little devilish, and possibly feeling a little restricted as well. Stuck, being affected by Saturn. Blocks to the union. Ugh, this combination. So yeah, both of these represent toxic energies for me. Again, this is going to be an actual person. Does not have to be. But it would be connected to that third energy that's like in the way. What can the feminine do here? Just, you know, keep in mind, have trust, have that faith and confidence that new love is coming. So the situation is transforming. And maybe that's why I'm feeling Scorpio too, right? Maybe Pluto, the planet of transformation, or the zodiac of transformation. That energy can be coming through to help you, whether anybody's actually a Scorpio or not, to change things and allow them to morph into this new love. Allow that what was old and toxic to die. What does the universe have to say further to this triangle? Wow, look at these three here together. Does that tell a story all on its own or what? These are the extra energies, the third energies, and then they are reflected there again. The universe wants you to know that this is something that has to be addressed. What can the masculine do? Well, the masculine's feeling very popular right now. He is very popular. He is very attractive, and he can, you know, like do the right thing with this energy. Use it in a positive sense. And maybe feeling empowered like this, use that strength to tackle some of this excess energy to surround you. It's toxicity, basically. And the outcome here for this part, open relationship. The idea is to be able to get to a place where we're not concerned with these energies and we can be out in the open, living our lives out loud, you know, living and loving out loud and out in the open and out in public. That's to where we want to get. All right. I've got a little time. I was going to go to advice, but I'm going to do an actual spread here with these and see, maybe we can narrow down the specific areas requiring healing. Beginning with Goddess in my angel therapy cards. Express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical, intuition, and nurturing qualities. And be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. So with goddess being opposite that, you're guided to forgive, to surrender. That's divine feminine energy, energy of surrender, to a place where you're able to forgive. And opening to God box. Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put in a special container called a God box as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. You know how people make like lists of pros and cons and stuff? So that's what you're going to do here. And just like give it to the universe. God box. And base chakra. So this is the root chakra. This like controls most of us, most of our being. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. God box. And power animal. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. God box. I'm going to cut. Emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity, as it is a gift to us all. And speak of the solar plexus. Yeah, I was talking about this before. The solar plexus chakra. This is your overall energy. It's safe for you to be powerful and to take charge of your life in positive ways. So you may want to work specifically on this chakra. You may want to use healing sounds in order to do so. For example, like binaural tones specifically geared toward the solar plexus chakra. For the masculine here, you are a powerful light worker. It's safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings in divine service, brings great blessings in loving service to the divine. And the masculine surrounded by Archangel Raphael. Beautiful. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. In the masculine's subconscious, listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. So like where he was receiving that guidance to make a change here. Hopefully he feels and understands that what he's being shown is accurate. And then combines that with what's in his heart. That's how we make decisions and narrow things down. For you, be willing to forgive. I actually could have guessed this. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. I kind of saw that one coming. Surrounded by indigo. The person you're inquiring about is an indigo, meaning a highly sensitive, natural-born leader. And power animal is also back. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. Crowning, integrity. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right for you. So similar to what I was just saying about what the masculine needs to do. And the ace of air would certainly demand integrity. At the root, base chakra. So at the root is the root chakra. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. So when you see, for example, like 1111, that's not just to say like, oh, look, cute, 1111, or, you know, maybe I'm a quote unquote twin flame or something like that. That's not at all what it means. What it means is watch your thoughts, because they become your reality. you manifest them. When they graduate to that 2, right, that's them beginning to take form. When they're the 3, they're really, in a tangible sense, turning into something real. And when they're 4, they're your foundations. You don't want them to be negative. So only positive thoughts. When you see those 1s, that's a reminder, hey, stop dead where you are. Watch what you're thinking. At the heart of the matter, heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. I think the latter is the most difficult for a lot of us, that receiving part. And then we want to complain at times like that we're not, people aren't as giving to us as we are to them. But, you know, it's often, again, getting back to taking responsibility, it's often that we're not open to receiving it. So they can't give us, you know, in the way that we give to others. We've sort of ended up in a situation where we're like no longer built to receive. That's on what we have to work. Advice to the masculine from the Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle. There's something, someplace, someone, maybe a combination of those, as we saw in the other spread, of which he needs to let go in order to vacate a space for something brand new and far more beautiful, a heaven on earth even for himself. He will not be able to grasp it until he lets those things go, though, however. For you, Healing Sounds is back. Please work on this. Please do some meditation on the chakras that turned up here. Heart chakra, base chakra, solar plexus. For the masculine, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. And for you, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. There's your 2 again. From the angels to the masculine, the 7 of earth. Seeds well planted. There's a temporary pause in action, so he needs to be patient right now. Any worry is unnecessary. We've planted the seeds. Now we're waiting to reap the harvest. The Queen of Air. Independent, experienced, realistic, and witty is the Queen of Air. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, right? That includes pain, hurt, resentment, the inability to forgive. None of that serves you. Clear it all away. And instead, see the humor in a situation. Queen of Air is a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, or somebody taking on those traits. Here, for the masculine, young female. This can be a young, fiery, passionate female again. Perhaps one of the more youthful signs, like a Gemini, yet again. And yeah, this is about the burning passion. This is how it's coming through to me. Feminine, long distance. So you may be feeling disconnected, separated. You may be actually in quote unquote separation from this partner and thinking about that. But let's turn this around into a more positive outlook and thinking about how we can go the distance, right? We can go a long way once we're back on a positive track with this relationship, with the healed heart chakra and the forgiveness and the paying attention to our gut feelings and our heart and following that guidance, you know, remaining in our integrity, not living and loving for other people. Lastly, for the masculine, from the angel therapy cards, Ascended Masters. Powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. So they're helping him along the way to achieve these goals. And that's inclusive of Archangel Raphael here, who is like the patron of the heart chakra. So it's really extra awesome that he's sitting here next to it. And lastly, for you, have you asked your angels for help with this? Your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. So let them. I hope that you enjoy your reading and you find it helpful. Namaste, Angel.